Welcome to the 28th day of March 2022, your day weather podcast being brought to you by Cowboy State Daily, Wyoming's news authority. Visit them at cowboystatedaily.com and on their Facebook page. Well, folks, we have some changes on the way. It's been a beautiful stretch of weather. I have had several reports of robins and bluebirds. The robins working their way north, so are the bluebirds. It all depends on where you live. I know a lot of you down in Colorado or in the southern areas where you folks watch this podcast, you've seen these, but these are the first reports up into southern Wyoming we've had here over the last couple of weeks. So that's a good sign. It's going to be another warm one. In fact, temperatures today might be warmer than a few areas than yesterday. Boy, yesterday, just fantastic. Today will be warm, but we will have a lot of mid and high level clouds as the storm system that's moving on into the west coast will bring rain, snow, and thunder to the region. An active pattern with several systems moving on through between now and the end of the weekend. We do not see one big storm system with this. What we have are several smaller systems, which is actually a good thing because when we have smaller systems, these are types of systems that do really well in the mountains to help the snowpack. They will bring some rain and snow to the plains, but nothing that's going to be too big all at once. So it's kind of a good compromise. We need it to get wet. We need more snow in the mountains, but it would be nice if we don't have to have a big, bad storm on the plains. And I think that's how this week will go. Small systems, but not big ones. Taking a look at the satellite imagery, we see a swirl of clouds with a low just moving into the California coast. This axis of clouds right here is a nice area of rain, moderate to heavy rain in some areas of California, overnight and early this morning. So the counterclockwise spin here around the low going to be coming this way and elongating a bit, but there are some mid and high level clouds developing out of advance of the system. As the system advances eastward, we're looking at radar here showing showers from southwest Arizona through California up here into the Pacific Northwest. And this area will expand eastward into the Great Basin throughout the course of the day today. And then in late tonight and tomorrow, the system is going to move fairly quickly to the north and east. So by noon today, the center of the low will be just off of Santa Barbara there and then headed eastward. But as we go forward, it gets a little bit elongated and stretched out, and that will weaken it a little bit. But out ahead of it, look at these forecasted high temperatures today. 70s, 80s, 60s, so lower 70s west of the Continental Divide there. So another really warm day. But here we go, getting the system a little bit more stretched out. This is by noon tomorrow. We actually have kind of three lows, and when the low pressure systems like this kind of get broken up into three different areas of low pressure instead of one that's well consolidated, you have a weak weather system. But this Pacific moisture is pretty deep with this system. So there's going to be an axis of precipitation coming through the region like this as it heads eastward, along with the winds aloft coming in more from the northwest, and that will certainly bring down temperatures considerably. But there's no Arctic connection with this storm. So it's Pacific air essentially that's coming on in. So it's not going to get too cold. Then you can see this next little low back here, another little low up here. And as we look at the precipitation forecast, this is through Thursday. You can see the good rain and mountain snow here in California, but nice precipitation in Arizona, really good moisture there in Utah, the mountains of Colorado, south central and southwestern Wyoming going to do well, the Wasatch, the Uintas, and then we're going to see the moisture, as you can see, as it gets out into the plains, a little more disjointed and not as heavy. So the mountainous terrain right here is going to do well. This is where we'll have a nice little snowpack boost. This is with the first wave coming on through. You notice the northern areas here aren't going to do as well with this first wave. But there's another secondary wave coming in right here. This is late Thursday into Friday, and this will swing through like this with another system up here, another system up here still to come. So this system, as we get into late Thursday night into Friday, will bring another round of precipitation. Another system Saturday night and Sunday swings through. And when we have systems like this coming in from the northwest, when we have these waves coming through, this is a really, really good pattern for the mountains. It doesn't necessarily produce big precipitation on the plains, a little bit, but it'll be the mountains that benefit the most. And here's the second wave. The second wave is a little bit further north. So central areas and northern areas of Wyoming, western South Dakota, the Bighorn Mountains, the Yellowstone Plateau into southwest Montana here, even in the mountains of northern Colorado. Those next couple of waves, the one coming through Thursday night and Friday, and the other wave coming through Saturday night and Sunday, will bring more precipitation to the mountain areas. And if we were to add up the snowfall forecast, you can see the heaviest moisture definitely on the mountains, but a little bit of snow is going to spill out on into the plains. So this is a good pattern to get some moisture, especially up into the mountains. Temperatures, though, are certainly going to be colder. Nothing brutally cold, but these are high temperatures by Wednesday afternoon. So you can see instead of the 70s and 80s, we're going to be a good 30 to 40 degrees colder in this region here. Again, nothing Arctic, but certainly a big cool down from where we've been here over the last 3 days. A quick drought monitor update. Wanted to show you the drought monitor, show you how extensive and still the problems that we have had here, but I also want to show there's been some good news for some of you. In eastern Colorado here, notice this big patch of green. This has been an improvement over the last week, an improvement as well in this part of the United States and hard red winter wheat country, and a couple of patches here in Wyoming, Montana, small patch there in Oregon and southern Washington state, where the pattern getting a little bit more active has actually brought some improvement, especially into this area here and these areas right here. And I think what we will see is some improvement here in the coming weeks with this more active pattern coming in from the northwest as we get into early to mid-April. Have yourself a really good Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.